Hey everybody, Dr. Susan here. So today is May 7th, 2026. So this morning while I was journaling, I was thinking, what was I doing on May 7th in 2011? Just a couple of days before I was diagnosed. What was I doing? So it's funny because at that time, what I was doing was I was in the middle of midterms. So as many people know, I went back to school at age almost 40 to study what I thought was going to be nutrition, but then turned into chiropractic education. I'm so thankful for that. There's nothing I regret ever about my chiropractic education. And it was very stressful. It was very stressful with 3 kids, and it was really a lot of work. So that week we had 17 midterms. So a lot of studying. It all had to happen in 4 days. So it was very, very, like I always say, like it was like wet and wild. Like there was so much going on, so much stress, so much knowledge to have and know and repeat out. But it was fantastic. So on that week, I remember Thursday was our last final, and at 2 o'clock that day, my friend Dane and I were going to take off to Orlando, Florida, and drive to Upper Cervical Conference, Upper Cervical Chiropractic Conference. So we were super excited about that because we had joined this group where when we graduated, we were guaranteed a practice, and they would open it for us. So we knew for sure what we wanted to study and what we wanted to learn and practice. So it was very, very exciting time for us. She was older also, like I am. She has 3 kids of her own, so we were very good friends at that time. So we got in the car and drove at 2 o'clock, head to Florida. And we got there late that night. I don't remember what time. Honestly, it was so late. But we checked into our hotel. And the next day, I wasn't feeling great. I was tired. But of course I was. It was a long week of midterms. We jumped in the car after the midterms, drove probably through the night to get to Orlando, Florida for this conference. So it was a lot. So I just like any other woman would do. I'm tired. I'm just doing too much, making excuses. So the first day of the conference, I remember we went to the morning session, and the reason why I was there, this is the crazy part. The reason why I was there was they were bringing in doctors from Italy that were helping people reverse MS. I knew nothing about MS at the time. The only person I knew who had MS was Montel Williams. Nobody else had it that I knew or heard of. It wasn't as popular as it is today. So the rate of diagnosis have increased, I think, 700% in recent years. But when I was diagnosed in 2011, it wasn't a common diagnosis. Not everybody had it, or you knew somebody who had it. So we were excited just to go to this conference, hear these doctors reversing MS, a very serious diagnosis, with chiropractic, upper cervical chiropractic care. So that was my love. I love research. I love stories of reversing without medication, reversing illness or disease. So we were in that conference, and I couldn't write. So I literally was trying to take notes, and it was illegible, excuse me. And to this day, I wish I would have saved those notes. I wish I would have saved and been able to show what was happening to me. But I couldn't take notes. So I just stopped taking notes, and I just listened. There's nothing I could do. But I believe in their research. It was a fantastic conference. So when it was over, I remember Sunday night, it was over, and we were going to leave early to get home because, actually it was Saturday night, because Sunday was Mother's Day. So much like this weekend, today's Thursday. It's kind of the same way it was in 2011, and Sunday's Mother's Day. So we fast and furious drove down there on Thursday, stayed for the conference, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then left Saturday night. So it went a little bit long on Saturday night, but no one wanted to leave, so everybody was staying. So we stayed too. We got in the car. We drove through the night back to Atlanta. So I was dropped Dane off at her car at school at like 3 in the morning. And I think I got home about 4 in the morning, exhausted. So my husband knew I was home, and he was going to let me sleep the next day. It was Mother's Day. So I, popped my head up to say, hello to my kids, and then I went back to sleep for the rest of the day. So that night we decided we were going to go out to dinner as a family, for Mother's Day celebration, because I was gone all weekend. And that night, we went out to dinner, and my daughter Nicole was sitting across from me, and she's looking at me. And I'm kind of looking at her like, why are you looking at me? And she said, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. Why? And I'm tired. I was tired all weekend. Of course I was. Again, excuses, just tired. She's like, your right eye is shutting. And I was like, what? So I was like, that's okay. I'm just tired, just blowing it off. Always did with my kids, just blew it off. But I went home and for sure my eye was shutting. I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? But again, thinking I'm tired, went through a lot. So I decided Monday I wasn't going to go to school. I was just going to take the day off and just kind of recover. So Monday morning, my husband took the kids to school. He went to work. I woke up and I look in the mirror and my right eye is shut, slammed shut. And the right side of my mouth is drooped. Like it looked like a stroke. That's what my MS presented as, like stroke. So I call my husband and I tell him that something's not right. I don't feel like it looks like I've had a stroke. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I just don't feel good. I did not feel good. I was nauseous. And my eye was shut and my mouth was drooping. So it presented like a stroke. So my husband's like, I'm coming home. So he got home within minutes of time and raced me to the hospital. I did not want an ambulance called. So he took me to the hospital, but the second I walked in the hospital, everybody at the front desk is like, get her to the back. Just get a CT right now. So I was a little startled, like, oh my gosh, okay. On presentation, they're like, get her to the back right away. Like there's no waiting in the waiting room. So went right into CT. They got a CAT scan of my head and brain. And then they put me in the back room. So we're just sitting there, my husband and I, like not knowing what was going on, like what is going on. So I still remember the doctor came to us and he's like, something's going on. We don't know what it is. It's either MS or it's a stroke. We don't know which, but we can see something definitive on our CAT scan. So we're going to admit her. There's a neurologist on their way, and we're going to admit her because we have to do a MRI with contrast, and at that point in the day they couldn't do that. So I got admitted to the hospital for 4 days. So that was the next day was, I guess, Tuesday morning, when I went to get the MRI with the contrast. So I was sitting there, and I tell the story in my book, and this is the first book I'm going to let you know about. Believe, my book. It's my story. It's really the whole story of how this happened. And I'm sitting in my hospital bed, like, what is going on? Like, I'm in the part of my life, I'm so excited, finally helping people. Chiropractic, upper cervical will heal people. I was so excited about this. So we the doctor came in, took me for the MRI with contrast, and it came back positive. You have MS. So again, startled in my bed in the hospital. I was in the stroke ward because they thought I had a stroke. That's what they assumed. Because I had no history. I was always healthy. There was no medical history. There was nothing. I mean, I just took some supplements possibly, but there's no medication. They could not believe that. I was only 40, and at that time, 11 years ago, 15 years ago, sorry, I can't believe how fast time is going. They could not believe I was on any medication at all, which is crazy to me. So, no medication, seemingly healthy, and what's going on, in my life, and I get this MS diagnosis. So it's shocking to me. So right away, I start thinking like, oh gosh, what now? Do I stop school? Do I not stop school? Do I keep going to school? So many things. I mean, I couldn't really walk well. I couldn't speak well. I was exhausted. My right leg wouldn't work. So I'm like, how am I going to go to school? So it was a lot of questions. What would I do with my kids? What's going to happen to me? Like what they told me, my prognosis then was, you'll be in a wheelchair in 5 years. So by the time I was 45, I was supposed to be in a wheelchair. By the time I turned 50, they said I'd probably be dead from the effects of the disease. And what that was is because it affected my diaphragm, my breathing. So the right side of my diaphragm was all right-sided on my body. The right side of my diaphragm was not working, so I couldn't breathe well. So they said if it hits the left side of your body, you're not going to be able to breathe. You'll be in a breathing machine. So eventually you'll die. So the prognosis wasn't good. The medication was not promising. I mean, I listened to what they told me. And I was like asking questions like, okay, is this medicine going to heal me? Is it going to stop the MS from happening? And they're like, no, it's just going to reduce the relapses that will happen. And I was like, okay. So days later, I decided not to take the medicine. That was just my choice. I don't recommend that to anybody, but that was my choice because I'm like, I always thought to myself, if you get some big some diagnosis come down, you're going to want to try to heal it naturally because that's what I always believed in, natural healing. So that's what I decided to do. No medication. I'm going to go to a functional doctor, which I did. And he started helping me reverse the disease. So I cannot believe 15 years has passed. So that's, May 11th, 2011 is when I was diagnosed. And, this Saturday is going to be May 11th, 2026. I can't believe it, but it shows that it's possible. So what it is possible, and I really believe I have the formula for it, because I've been through so much in 15 years. So I have experience. I lived it. I have the diagnosis. I don't have it anymore because, I have the diagnosis. I didn't cure anything. I'm not saying I cured MS. I reversed the symptoms of MS. So I have no symptoms. I don't feel symptoms. I don't deal with this every day. I just go with my life now, life unlimited. That was the idea. Like, we want to live unlimited life. We don't want to be held down. So I wrote the book, Believe. So the whole story's in there, so you're welcome to read that. I also have my newsletter at my website, drsusanmanis.com. You can sign up for my newsletter. There's tons of blog posts in there too. There's lots of free information that I want everybody to get. Because I have a lot of information, like over 15 years of time, I've been through a lot, so I want to share it. And really, I believe 1000% the body can heal itself. That's a chiropractic belief. If you remove interference, the body will heal. And in fact, it did. Thoughts are really powerful and important in your life. So your thoughts, what you're thinking, what you're saying, and your actions you take all have to line up, all have to be in alignment. So I would never say the words, I wouldn't heal. I never would utter those words. There were times when I got down and depressed and kind of think to yourself, like, is this possible? Everyone's telling me it's not possible. But you know what? That's when I this week's post on Instagram and things like that is going to be all about what I did to get past those moments when you think you can't do what you can do. So that, and just want to give everybody hope that it's possible, no matter what your diagnosis, MS or anything, your body can heal. So just follow me, because we have, weight loss situations, we have newsletters, we have so much information out there. So please share this video with people. And of course, like it and join my website, because, like I said, newsletter, my book, that's here. I have my course just came out, Natural Healthcare Paradigm, how I healed MS with the natural healthcare paradigm, what exactly I did. So it's chock full of videos and things I've done and downloads. So please, go to my website and just grab that information. But I'll be back to keep talking about it. But 15 years has gone by.